You know the feeling. It's a Friday night and you're scrolling through your phone. It's that subtle pang when you see friends' vibrant stories from a party you weren't invited to. It's the knot in your stomach when a can't-miss event pops up in your feed. It's FOMO, the fear of missing out. A pervasive anxiety that you're not everywhere all at once doing all the things. But what if there was an antidote? What if the goal wasn't to be everywhere, but to be fully, somewhere? Meet JOMO, the joy of missing out. It's about finding peace, not panic when the world keeps spinning without you. It's the quiet contentment of choosing your present moment over the endless performance of being online. Gen Z is often called the FOMO generation, born into a world of endless feeds where nearly half of teens report being online almost constantly. Yet many are actively embracing JOMO as a radical act of self-care. Today we're unpacking this emotional tug-of-war. How do we cope with digital pressure, and how can you find your joy in missing out? If your screen time sometimes feels like a burden, hit the like button. If you're ready to embrace digital calm, definitely subscribe. Let's find some peace together. The pervasive pull of FOMO when the digital world feels obligatory. At its core, FOMO isn't just a trendy acronym. It's a deep-seated anxiety defined by psychologists as a pervasive apprehension that others might be having rewarding experiences from which one is absent. This feeling is magnified by the architecture of our digital lives, turning a natural human impulse into a chronic modern stressor. It's not just about missing a party, it's the gnawing feeling that you're falling behind in life itself, a feeling that can lead to increased stress and low self-esteem. The engine driving this anxiety is a well-documented psychological principle, social comparison theory. This theory states that we have an innate tendency to evaluate ourselves by comparing our lives to those of others. Before social media, our comparisons were limited to our immediate community. Today, we compare our messy, unfiltered reality to the perfectly curated highlight reels of thousands of people online. This constant upward social comparison creates a distorted perception of reality, leading to feelings of inadequacy. Compounding this is the neurological hook. Every notification, like, and comment delivers a small, unpredictable hit of dopamine, activating the brain's reward system. This is the same neural circuitry involved in addiction, creating a compulsive urge to check our phones in a feedback loop of anxiety and temporary relief. This pressure manifests differently across generations. For millennials who came of age with the rise of Facebook and LinkedIn, FOMO is often tied to traditional markers of success. Seeing a former colleague's promotion or a friend's engagement can trigger a wave of anxiety, a feeling of being professionally or personally behind schedule. They were the first generation to navigate the pressure of curating a public-facing life while building a career and starting a family. For Gen Z, the digital natives, the pressure is even more immersive. Having never known a world without smartphones, their FOMO extends beyond real-world events into the very fabric of online culture. It's the fear of missing a viral TikTok trend, being left out of a niche online community, or failing to project the right main character energy. According to a 2024 Pew Research survey, roughly 6 in 10 teens use TikTok and Instagram platforms built on visual performance and rapid-fire trends. Journal entry. Sarah, age 22. It's Saturday night. My screen is a kaleidoscope of laughter, clinking glasses, and concert lights. My entire friend group is at that show I couldn't afford. Every story, every tag feels like a tiny needle prick. A voice in my head whispers, "You're alone. Your life is boring. You're missing everything." I close the app, but the feeling lingers, a heavy blanket of inadequacy. Journal entry. David, age 35. Just put the kids to bed. I open LinkedIn, a reflex at this point. And there it is. A guy from my first job, same level as me back then, just made vice president. My stomach drops. I look around my messy living room. Am I behind? Did I make the wrong choices? I spent the next hour scrolling through job postings, not because I want a new job, but because I suddenly feel like I need to prove something. The first step to breaking free is to recognize the illusion. Acknowledge that you are comparing your entire complex behind-the-scenes life to someone else's carefully selected highlight reel. This isn't just a comforting thought, it's the truth. Recognizing the curated nature of online life is the first act of defiance against FOMO. JOMO, rising, the joyful rebellion against constant connectivity. Just as the pressure of FOMO reached a fever pitch, a quiet counter-movement began to emerge, JOMO, the joy of missing out. JOMO isn't about becoming a hermit or rejecting technology entirely. It's a deliberate, empowering choice to opt out of the digital noise and find contentment in your present reality. It's the relief you feel when a plan gets canceled, giving you an unexpected evening to yourself. It's the peace of mind that comes from putting your phone away and being fully present with the people you're with. Psychologically, JOMO is an act of reclaiming your autonomy. It aligns with self-determination theory, which posits that our well-being depends on satisfying three core needs: autonomy, competence, and relatedness. FOMO attacks our sense of relatedness by making us feel excluded. JOMO, on the other hand, is a powerful exercise of autonomy, the freedom to choose what truly matters to you independent of external pressure. It's about shifting from a scarcity mindset, the fear of what you lack, to an abundance mindset, which is cultivating gratitude for what you have. It's choosing quality of experience over quantity of posts, a core principle of what author Cal Newport calls digital minimalism. This rebellion looks slightly different for each generation. For many millennials who have been grappling with digital overload and burnout for over a decade, JOMO is a conscious pursuit of balance. It often takes the form of structured digital detoxes or setting firm boundaries to reclaim the time and mental energy that has been eroded by the constant creep of work emails and social notifications. It's a pragmatic solution to a long-standing problem. For Gen Z, JOMO is often seen as a more radical act. For a generation defined by its digital fluency, choosing to disconnect is a powerful statement. It's a rebellion against the performance culture they were born into. It's about cultivating an authentic self that exists beyond the curated feed and prioritizing mental well-being over the pressure to be constantly visible and engaged. Journal entry, a quiet realization. Woke up this morning without an alarm. The sun was streaming through the window. For a moment, I forgot my phone existed. No notifications, no feed, no rush of information about what everyone else did last night. Just the sound of coffee brewing and my thoughts. I read a chapter of a book that's been on my nightstand for months. It wasn't an empty moment, it was a full one. I chose this quiet, I chose this peace. And for the first time in a long time, I didn't feel like I was missing out on anything at all. I felt like I was finally finding myself. The first step toward JOMO can be small. Try turning off all non-essential notifications for a day. Or commit to leaving your phone in another room for just 1 hour each evening. Observe the feeling of being untethered. It might feel strange at first, but that feeling will fade. It's the beginning of finding your joy. We've explored the depths of FOMO and the liberating promise of JOMO. Have you ever intentionally practiced JOMO or tried a digital detox? What were your results? Drop A in the comments if you found peace, or A if it was harder than you thought. Share your experience and tips below. Practical strategies for digital boundaries. Reclaiming your time and attention. Embracing JOMO requires more than just a change in mindset. It requires a change in habits. It's about building a digital environment that serves your well-being rather than undermining it. This means setting intentional, practical boundaries to reclaim your time, and as author Johann Hari puts it, your stolen focus. These strategies are about moving from being a passive consumer of technology to an active architect of your digital life. The most powerful first step is notification control. As addiction expert Adam Alter suggests, the goal is to create space between you and your device. Go into your settings and disable notifications for every app that isn't essential. This single act stops your phone from being a constant source of interruption and puts you back in control. Next, establish clear time and space limits. Use the built-in screen time tools on your phone to set daily limits for problem apps. Create no phone zones in your home like the dinner table or the bedroom to protect sacred spaces for connection and rest. Practice mindful scrolling. Before you open an app, pause and ask yourself, why am I opening this? What do I hope to get from it? While you scroll, check in with your body. If an account consistently makes you feel anxious or inadequate, it's time to curate your feed. Unfollow, mute, or block any account that triggers negativity. Actively seek out and follow accounts that inspire, educate, or make you feel good. Journal entry, Maria Day, 10 of a digital detox. The first 3 days were hell. I felt phantom vibrations in my pocket every few minutes. I was irritable, restless, and constantly wondering what I was missing. But then something shifted. On day 4, I picked up my old guitar. On day 7, I called my sister instead of texting, and we talked for 45 minutes. I feel a sense of calm I haven't felt in years. The world feels bigger, and my own life feels richer. I'm not sure I want to go back to the way things were. The key is to start small. Implement one change this week. Turn off your Instagram notifications. Leave your phone in the living room when you go to bed. Observe how it feels. You don't have to overhaul your life overnight. You just have to take the first step. Embracing your own story beyond the highlight reel. Ultimately, the journey from FOMO to JOMO is about learning to find contentment and joy in your own life, unburdened by the need for external validation or the pressure to perform for a digital audience. It's about writing and living your own story rather than just watching everyone else's. This represents a profound psychological shift, moving from an external locus of control where your feelings are dictated by what others are doing and thinking to an internal one where your sense of self-worth comes from within. When you stop outsourcing your happiness to the algorithm, you can start cultivating it yourself. This means rediscovering the pleasure of the offline world and reconnecting with your inner self through regular periods of solitude. Solitude, as Cal Newport defines it, isn't loneliness. It's a state where your mind is free from the input of other minds, a state essential for deep thought and self-discovery. The benefits are tangible and well-documented: improved sleep, reduced stress and anxiety, increased focus, deeper real-world connections, and more time for hobbies and genuine self-reflection. When you are less distracted by the digital world, you have more mental bandwidth for the real one. For Gen Z, this shift is crucial for forming an authentic identity. In a world that pressures them to have a main character energy that is constantly documented, JOMO allows them to have experiences that are just for them. It helps them build a sense of self that is distinct from their online persona, one that is resilient and real. For millennials, JOMO is often about reclaiming a personal life that has been slowly eroded by the digital creep of work and social obligations. It's about rediscovering who they are outside of their roles as employees, parents, or partners, and finding joy in activities that have no professional or social currency. Journal entry, Liam post detox. I used to think my value was tied to my online engagement. Every post was a performance. Taking weekends offline started as an experiment, but it became a lifeline. I started painting again. The joy wasn't in posting the finished product, but in the messy, imperfect process of creating it. I realized my creativity wasn't fueled by scrolling through trends. It was stifled by it. My best ideas now come from boredom, from long walks, from conversations that aren't documented. My life feels like my own again. The final step is to actively practice gratitude for your own life exactly as it is. Engage in offline activities that you truly enjoy without the urge to document them. Go for a walk in nature, cook a delicious meal, get lost in a conversation. These moments are the fabric of a well-lived life. Conclusion and recap. FOMO is a powerful force, a constant anxious hum in our digital lives, engineered by platforms designed to capture our attention for profit. It preys on our fundamental human need to belong, amplified through the distorted lens of social comparison. But JOMO isn't just about turning off your phone, it's about turning on to your own life. It's a conscious, deliberate rebellion. It's about choosing presence over performance and peace over constant pressure. We've seen how both Gen Z and millennials are grappling with this and how both are finding their paths toward digital well-being. The strategies are clear: take control of your notifications, set firm boundaries with your devices, practice mindful engagement, and curate your digital world to serve you, not the other way around. Most importantly, it's about rediscovering the joy of your own undocumented life. Sometimes the greatest experiences are the ones you don't share online. Don't let digital pressure make you forget to enjoy your real life. Dare to miss out. Dare to find your joy in it. What's your go-to tip for overcoming FOMO, or do you have a favorite JOMO activity? Share your insights below to help our community. And if this episode helped you find a moment of digital calm, hit like and subscribe. Join GenShift as we continue to explore vital topics for balancing your life in the digital age.